Hello, everybody. Hopefully it's working. All right, perfect. Hello. Happy Thursday. Hi, Roxy. Okay, now we're getting some people, so that's good. Hope everybody is having a good day before the cold comes in. Oh, I forgot my project. Hi, Anne. Hello. Hi, Gisela. All right, go. All right, so hi everybody. Okay, so let's see, for announcements, tomorrow Kate is doing her oh, you know what, I need to do that. Nope, not that. Enhanced voice. Okay, so Kate is doing her serger table runner. So it is the Cupid's Cozy or something like that. So hopefully if you are signed up for that, you will be getting the link to join the class. It is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Through Zoom. If Patrick hasn't sent that, we will remind him to send that so you can get the link for the class tomorrow morning to make this super cute table runner. And then also on Saturday, we have the Floriani software class with Nancy. That is going to be Zoom as well. So you guys will get the email to join that class tomorrow. So you can join her to do the FTCU on Saturday. So we also have in the Thornton store Amanda's snowman wall hanging class. So that is Saturday as well, but that is in person, not virtually. So that's what we have going on this weekend. And I do have a winner. So we have this cute little, I don't know, trivet, mug rug, like hot pad thing. It's really cute. And this is going to go to Pat Dolphite. So we will put this in the hold area for you, Pat. All right. So today we are going to be making the Bench Buddy pillow that Kimberbell just released. It is called Forever Petals. So this is a download from Kimberbell's website. So if you would use our affiliate link on our website, it'll take you to Kimberbell's website, and then this is called Forever Petals. So that's how you'll get the design. It'll go directly to your Kimberbell account. If you need help with that, let us know. We can help you. But this is what we're making. Super cute, fun little Bench Buddy pillow. I do have kits for today. So it does include everything. It does have your pom-poms in there as well. So the kits for today are $7.50. So let's get started. All right, I'm going to flip this. Okay, so this pillow is done in a couple different hoopings. So you're going to do your embroidery with the hearts in one hooping, and then you're going to do this side in another hooping. I don't remember how much the design is. I'm sorry. I could possibly have somebody look for me. I know it wasn't like expensive. But I don't remember off the top of my head. So I can see if Matt can look that up for me. Okay. So when you go through your directions, It is a 3-part project. So you're going to do your 2 embroideries, and then you're going to actually take it to the sewing machine and do your sewing. So couple different parts. So I have already stitched out our second part here. So it's just your, you know, basic bringing in the design, and then it has the quilting on there and everything. So I've already done that side. So we're just going to do the embroidery with the flowers and the hearts, and then we will sew it all together. So I've brought that design in. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Tammy. So the design is $12.98. I will tell you also, you get this design, you get the other side to your pillow, and then they also give you this in an 8x8 form. So you could just do it as a bigger design. You could do it as the square bench buddy pillow and just sew on your own stuff. So they do give you 2 of this design, but one is like larger and an 8x8. So you get 3. All right. So I brought in my design. I'm using a 5x7 hoop, and I just have just a cutaway mesh. So I really like Floriani's Power Mesh. So that's what I tend to use the most. So that is what is in my hoop. And your first stitch is going to be your batting placement stitch. So I have the Glide Linen on because that is the first color that's going to be the background quilting. -16, burr. Supposed to be very chilly here this weekend. It's going to be a cold Broncos game if anyone's going. All right, so we've done our placement stitch. We are going to do the next stitch, which is going to tack down our batting, and it just does the top and the bottom. So we'll tack that down. I think this design, like just like standalone, would be really cute on like a tea towel or something too. I think the design is really cute. And so it has felt and then 2 fabrics. So I think it would be cute just by itself. All right. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to trim so you're going to just trim the top and the bottom where those stitch lines are. Okay, and then it's going to do the placement line for your fabric. So it's just going to do a line at the top and the bottom again. And that is going to be for your background fabric. So on all of my background pieces, I did cut and fuse fusible backing onto them. And I did also put the fusible backing on my 2 heart applique pieces. And I did not put any on the felt. So the felt is just by itself, but everything else does have fusible backing on there. All right, so now we're going to put our background fabric down. And it is going to tack that down, which actually these lines become your cut lines. Okay, so we're going to tack our background fabric down. Yes, it's very cute. So, Kimberbell their website was sold out of the Bench Buddy pillows. So I didn't put them up for today because I wasn't sure if they're sold out or they're no longer making them. I do have a couple. I have some that I'm going to do on manager specials. So I have a few that we're going to do. I have a couple open ones that we're going to do 30% off of, and then new ones that we'll do 20% off of. I know that I believe we can still get them. But the Kimberbell's website was sold out of them. So this is what we're making. It is a Bench Buddy pillow from Kimberbell. It is called Forever Petals. It is a download from Kimberbell's website directly. So it's not a design pack. It's just a digital download from their website. So right now we're going to stitch out this design. Yeah, we're supposed to get snow too. I don't know how much down here, but I know our mountains are supposed to, which will be good because we need it, but I'm not looking forward to the cold. I hate being cold, and it is supposed to be very cold starting tomorrow. It is late in the season. All right, and then we're gonna stitch the leaves and stuff. So I am using the glide thread that they called for at the beginning, like in the beginning of their directions. So this one is Clover. I did use an OESD because we didn't have a different color, but I did try to use the same colors that they used. Oh my goodness, 6 to 12 inches of snow. I'm not sure. Hello. Yeah. I like the snow, but I don't want to be outside in it. I want to just stay home. It's good if you don't have anything to do, right? Stay home and sew. Oklahoma. stay safe and stay warm. Yes, as long as the power stays on, that's true. Burr, burr, burr. I don't ski, I snowboard, and I used to snowboard a lot when I was younger. I haven't been in a really long time, but it's expensive. But I used to do it a lot when I was in elementary school and middle school. Ice is not fun. Ice is scary, especially driving when the roads get icy. Hi, Val. Hi, Lisa. Oh, also, we are doing Comment Sold tomorrow. I forgot to mention that. So make sure you join us at 2 tomorrow for Comment Sold. So the design is from Kimberbell directly. So it's actually a download from their website. So if you just use we do have an affiliate link on our website. Up at the top, there's a link that says affiliate links. And if you scroll down, there is a Kimberbell one. And it should take you to their website. And then you can search for the Forever Petals. And that just kind of gives us a kickback as being a dealer for them. And the design is $12.98 and it'll go directly into your Kimberbell digital downloads. So you'll get it directly from Kimberbell. But it is so cute. So there is kits for today as well. So, and they are on the website too. So it does have all the fabrics that you need for the pillow, and then it does have your pom-poms, and so the kit is $7.50 for the pillow. Yes, the pom-poms do just kind of make it that much cuter. Yes, that would be cute. Ooh, a tote bag. That would be really cute too. I didn't think about that. Or even like the OESD pillow bling. So it would be really cute on one of those too. And like forever and ever and ever and ever ago, I did those, the OESD pillow blinks and did the clear blue tile quilting all over it. And then you could put the design on top. That would be really cute too. Oh, I'm glad it worked. Okay, perfect. Now we are moving on to the first heart. So I'm going to put my red thread on, And it is going to do a placement stitch for the striped fabric heart. Okay. All right, and you're gonna, so you'll place your heart applique fabric down, and we will tack that down. Okay, and then we're going to trim our applique fabric all the way around close to our stitches. Okay, so trim all the way around our heart. Gonna leave my red thread on there to do the satin stitching around there. Yes, so this is what we're making. I wasn't not sure if you saw what we were making. So there's this little bench buddy pillow from Kimberbell, and there are kits today. So the kit is $7.50, and it does include everything except for the pillow insert. But even if you didn't want to do the pillow, which I'm gonna show today, but they have these cute hangers, so you could do it as like a little wall hanging, still put it together and everything the exact same, but you could just use this instead of making it a pillow, or you could do it as just like a kind of like a table mat. You could put a jar of candy on the other side, so you don't have to make it a pillow. It's just what they did with it. Okay, then I'm gonna leave the red thread on, and I'm gonna do the placement stitch for the felt heart. And this is raw edge applique for this one. So if you're using a different color felt, or you know, whatever you're doing, your thread is going to show on this one. So whatever you're using, it is going to show on top. Gonna place your felt down. and you are going to tack it down. Hey Paula, could you look on for today's Facebook the products and tell me how much I put 2 different hangers up there, just how much they are up on today's website. One is, I don't remember.
The 6-inch heart clip is $5.19 on sale.
Okay, so the heart one that I just showed is on sale for $5.19.
And then the 12-inch clip with the circle is on sale for $5.19.
Oh, okay. And the other one I put up there was it was a little bit longer, and it just has a circle right here, and that one is also $5.19. All right, so I'm going to trim my felt up to the stitches. So this, I do leave a little bit of the felt because it is a raw edge applique. So I don't do it as close as if it were just fabric that's going to have something that go over the top of it. I do leave a little bit of an edge with the felt. Okay, and then I'm gonna change my thread to the pink thread, which is the pink lemonade. And it's gonna give us our placement stitch for our pink heart. Okay, then we're gonna place our pink fabric down and do our tack down. You got it, Cindy. Ooh. Cut that kind of close. These would be cute, like in a Valentine gift basket kind of thing too. All right, so now we're gonna trim our pink fabric up to our stitches. And the stitch that it does around the this pink heart isn't a satin stitch, so I would recommend changing your thread to the pink before you do the tack down, because it will kind of show that stitch through it. So, okay, we're gonna do the decorative stitch. That would be very cute to use pinking shears. I've never thought about that. It's a great idea. Okay, then we're gonna change it back over to our green. I don't really care for Valentine's Day, like, itself as a holiday, but I love everything Valentine's. Like, all the designs and decorations and stuff. But I don't really care for Valentine's Day. But I think everything is so cute. That has to do with Valentine's Day. Okay, and then I'm going to change it to a different color pink, so it's not the same pink that I did for the heart tack down. I'm actually using bubble gum. They called for they called for a pink rose, and I didn't have that one, so I just chose this one, and I think it was pretty. And it's going to stitch some flowers. Mardi Gras. That's fun. Hi, Cindy.
You get a free slice.
We're almost done. This next stitch out is really long though. Okay. And then I'm going to put the pink lemonade color back on, and it's going to do some flowers. Okay. And like I said earlier, I did have some open. I only have 2 open pillow blanks. So they're used. We had them in samples here. So I have 2 manager specials for those, and they're going to be 30% off of the MSRP, which is $12.48. So manager special would be 30% off of that $12.48. If you want to comment pillow, or yeah, pillow. Okay, so Karen Martin. And Cherry Palma. Okay, and then I do have 2 new ones. So if you want to, they'll just be your normal 20% off, but they are still in the packaging. So if you want the new ones, you could comment those, and they'll be 20% off for the new ones. So Linda, I'm not sure if you would want, because you commented for the open ones, and I don't have any more of those ones, Linda Wilkie. And I can look too if we can get order new ones. So I'll make a note, Karen, too, that you want those, because I have Rosie Cahill and then Linda Wilkie. And then I can let you know if we're able to order the inserts for those. I'll just make a note on here. All right. So if you're just joining us, this is what we're making. So we're stitching out this part of the design. So it's this little bench buddy pillow from Kimberbell called Forever Petals. I do have kits for today. So the kit does include everything, including the pom-poms on there and the felt, and it is $7.50. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something while this stitches out, because it takes a long time. But I have to put the borders on it still. But I'm gonna walk over here because I finished putting it together. But it kind of goes with the Valentine theme. So this is the quilt called Me Without You. So in the top corner, it says Me Without You is like, and then it has all of these cute little sayings: a kite that doesn't fly, a bird that doesn't sing, a flower with no petals. I think my favorite one is a disco with no music, a quilter without thread. So I am teaching this in the Thornton store as an in-person class, but it's super cute. And I just put it together. So this, it does come on a USB stick and it has all the directions in here, but I thought it was adorable. I just have to put the borders on it and then ask Paula very nicely if she'll quilt it for me. The blocks are, they are embroidered. And they also, all the dress, like there's the dress is done as an applique. But the rest is stitching, and you can do it as different colors. It does have it in there to, you don't have to stitch it out in one color, but I did just choose to do one color, which I like the way that it turned out. I will have fabric kits for it. I haven't quite put them together yet, but I will work on that. And the pattern for it, like I said, the designs come on a USB stick, and it is $45, and then it would be 20% off. Yes, she does, Peggy. Elaine, I am teaching that class in February. It is a 2-part class. I don't remember the dates off the top of my head, but it is going to be at the Thornton store. It's like maybe the second week in February and then the third or fourth week in February. Yes, Roxy, the designs are machine embroidery. The quilt is called Me Without You. And I just thought it was darling. Oh man. Our bobbin's almost empty. So once I'm done with live, I can put that up there on the Facebook Live products for today. Sorry, I didn't plan on showing it, so I didn't put it up there for today, but as soon as I'm done here, I can put it up there for today. Thank you, Nancy. So, Elaine, the class is February 10th and February 24th. Yeah, she has a lot of cute, I like her I like her stuff. I think it's cute. Simple, but cute.
Thank you.
Okay, and then I'm gonna change it to a like hot pink kind of color. Theirs said passion. I didn't have passion, so I'm just using an OESD thread. Kind of like a dark hot pink color. And we're almost done with that part, this part. I know, it's never convenient when your bobbin runs out. And when this machine tells you it's about to run out, it literally means like you have about 2 seconds. It doesn't give you very much to hold on to. So this is what the design pack looks like. So it's by Mags and Me, and it's called Me Without You. Oh wow, that's really cool, Linda. I love that.
Should I start doing some more of that? Yes, and it's all sitting there on the cutting table.
Yeah, that's
Do you want it someplace else?
No, that's fine.
You know? Yeah. They're 6-inch square? Okay.
Christine's going to be in a few minutes. Do you want to, I'll move my stuff up.
Okay. Our Facebook Live. Okay, and then I'm going to keep that hot pink thread on for the last step, which is going to do the center of the flowers.
I'm deciding.
What do you guys do? Take your own?
Sometimes.
Not most of the time. So is this something that you're...
Okay, so we are finished with the embroidery. So I'm going to take this and cut it out of the hoop from my stabilizer. And so on here, because we only trimmed the batting on the top and the bottom, you're left with some batting here. I went ahead and while it was still in the hoop, I did trim that away so it wasn't in my seams. They don't really tell you to do anything with it, but I didn't want it to be in the seam when I go to sew both of these together. So I did just trim it out on both sides. Okay, so we're gonna cut this out of our stabilizer. And then we are gonna use our orange pop rulers. Bless you. Sheesh. Okay, so I've got both of our pieces. So once you're done embroidering this, you would then bring in the file for your solid quilting piece and do that step. I just did it ahead of time. And then we're going to take both of these and we are going to go up to our cutting table. And you're going to use you're actually going to use both sets of orange pop rulers, and you're going to use the 4.5 by 6.5 and the 6.5 by 6.5. This is a little bit different because you're going to use the orange pop ruler, but then you're also going to trim a little bit more off to make it a different size. So, on the rectangle piece, you're going to use the 4.5 by 6.5, but then you're going to trim an additional 1/4 inch from the top and bottom edges only so that you end up with a 4.5 by 6 inch block. Okay. So your tack down here, this side and this side are correct. So remember when you're looking at this, like top and bottom is going to be, it's going to go elongated like this. So you were going to end up trimming off of this side and this side. Okay. So we're going to put our ruler on here and I'm going to line up my two edges on that, stitch line. And we're going to do 2 cuts or 4 cuts, but okay. And I am just going to still cut this off here. Okay. And then pull that out. And then you're going to make an additional 1/4 inch cut on the top and the bottom, which actually ends up being on that same stitch line that you just kind of used on the sides here. So you're trimming off a 1/4 inch. So I did 1 cut and then I just measured because it needs to be 6 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you basically just cut on that stitch line. And now we have 4.5 by 6. Okay. Then on your embroidered block, you're going to use the 6.5 by 6.5 inch ruler. But again, you're going to trim a 1/4 inch from all 4 sides though, so that you'll end up with a 6 by 6 block. So your tack down of your fabric has the top and the bottom and then your center marks. So use those with your ruler to line up so that you are centered. And when I put it on here, I kind of eyeballed and just like left a 1/4 inch on both sides because then I have something I know that I'm going to cut on this line once I've used the orange pop ruler. Yes, Rosie. All right, so we're going to do our cuts. Start, I pull back, go forward, and then just go all 4 sides. Okay, and then you're gonna trim 1/4 of an inch around all 4 sides to make it a 6 by 6 block. All right, so now we have our 6 by 6 and our 4.5 by 6, and we are going to take and place the pink one on top of our block here, and we are going to stitch these together using 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so we're gonna stitch these two together. Okay, and then once you've sewn those together, you're going to press this really well. Okay, and then we're going to go back up to the cutting table. Okay, and then you're going to measure up from the bottom 3/4 of an inch, and you are going to draw with a fabric pen of some sort, and that is going to be the placement line for your pom-poms. So you're going to do 3/4 of an inch from the bottom and draw your line. Okay, and then I used the QS fabric glue stick, and I just am going to go on top of that line. You could use pins. You don't have to even use anything if you don't want to. This glue stick does go on like neon yellow, but it does dry clear. And then you're going to put your pom-poms down, and the glue just kind of helps hold it in place. Like that. Okay. And then we are going to stitch the pom-poms down. And you can use like a narrow zipper foot is what I used, so that it will run just right along here and it's not going to get caught in the pom-poms. So I'm going to put that foot on, and then I'm going to move my needle to the furthest left position. So, and then I can just run that foot right along the top here and nothing gets caught on those pom-poms. And you're gonna just stitch those down. Like that. Okay, and then we are going to just trim trim these off, make it even. Oh, okay. And then you're gonna do your borders. So you're gonna have 2 smaller pieces for your side, and then you'll have 2 longer pieces for the top and bottom. And we're just gonna sew those down right sides together. So I'm gonna do the sides first, and then you kind of just gotta maneuver the pom-poms out of your way. I'm gonna put my 1/4 inch foot back on, and then I'm gonna put my needle back in center needle position. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna do side, press, and top and bottom.
Awesome, sir.
Oh, I just sometimes just.
Okay, and then I'm going to press those out. Okay, and then you're gonna do the top and bottom. So yesterday, I forgot to sew the pom-poms on, so I did it after I put my borders on, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot easier to do it that way. I know why they have you do it before, so it catches the pom-poms in the like the side seams. But it's definitely a little bit more tricky to sew these on. So I'm gonna just tape them out of my way here. And hopefully that helps me. Okay, all right, now we're gonna do the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to do the top. Yeah, so I pushed the pom-poms up and taped them down just so they weren't getting in my way to sew this on down at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna press this. Okay. And then you have two back pieces, and you're going to just do a double fold on them and stitch them down. So do a 1/4 of an inch, another 1/4 of an inch, and stitch them down. You're going to do that to both of them on one side. And then you're going to take your embroidered pieces here, and I'm going to leave the pom-poms taped down. You're going to lay these right sides together with that fold to the center. And you are going to stitch all the way around and then trim your corners and flip right side out. I'm going to put some pins in here. Everything gets stuck to it. Okay, so I just put some pins in here, and then you're going to stitch all the way around using your 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Yes, you sure can. All right, and now we are going to just clip our corners. And you're gonna flip it right side out. And use our corner poker outer and get those seams nice. So use it for your corners, but also use it on like the seams to really separate those two, because your next step is I'm going to press this really good, and then you're going to stitch in the ditch so that you get the flange on the pillow once you put your pillow form in there. Okay, so I'm going to press this really good, making sure that those two seams, so the back fabric is your back fabric and then the front, really try to not have that come to the front.
Somebody else to get rid of those pants and it was gifted.
Okay, and then what you're going to do is I put monofilament thread on top, and I just left my white in my bobbin. And you're going to stitch in the ditch between your pillow fabric and your border fabric. So I'm going to put my normal like J foot or something on. You could use a stitch in the ditch foot with the guide. I'm just going to use what I got here. Okay. And before I start, I do hold this little circle button in to have it do that in place tack down. And I do that at the beginning and the end, especially with using monofilament. So we're going to just go all the way around.
Perfect. I got you enrolled. I don't know if he's already sent the invite, but yeah, or it can come from Patrick or me.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay.
That's kind of more.
All right. And then I'm just going to take my
All right. Yeah, and I'll
tape. Oh, boy.
He might have already pulled the list, so if I don't see your email on there, then I will forward it to you myself. All right. Thank you.
Okay, maybe I wouldn't recommend taping these down. All right, so maybe find a different way to do the pom-poms, because I just tore a pom-pom off. Now I have one less pom-pom. Oh my gosh. Okay. Don't do that. Look what happened. Rude. Okay, so then you have your cute little pillow. You can stuff it with your pillow form, or if you wanted to do the hanger, you could get the hanger and clip it on there, and I think it would be a really cute little wall decor. All right, so yeah, so the one I did yesterday, I sewed my borders on first and then I stitched this down. Honestly, that's what I would recommend doing, because it was kind of hard to sew the borders on once those were on. So, Also, I think using the iron with the tape was probably a problem too, because it like melted it to it. So learn from my mistakes and don't do that. You could sew it on after too. It works just fine. But it is so cute. All right. So don't forget to join us tomorrow for, Comment Sold. And it's okay. I'll make it work somehow. I'll glue a pom-pom on there with some hot glue. It's a good idea. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.